The New York Jets have gone through free agency, so now we have a better idea of where the New York Jets are going to go in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Jets, as we all know, hold the 7th overall pick. Daniel Jerimiah of NFL Network, Mel Kiper of ESPN, they just dropped their latest post-free agency mock drafts, and I want to break down both of the guys that they brought in for the New York Jets at pick number 7. They both picked somebody differently, so we're going to talk about each prospect that they have linked to the New York Jets right here on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Jets Media if you're new here, and don't forget to like this video and comment down below your thoughts of where you want the New York Jets to go with the 7th overall pick. I always feel like after free agency is when you can get a better idea of every single team where they're going to go in the NFL Draft, because all these guys, they go into free agency and they fill in a lot of holes, and then now we understand, okay, now the free agency is pretty much wrapped up. Now we have a better idea of where these teams are going to go in the NFL Draft. Now, there is still a lot of free agents out there that even the Jets can still consider bringing on in. Free agency is not completely over, right? But I feel like the Jets, they figured out the first and second, third wave of free agency signings, and then the next guys we're going to bring in is going to be more depth pieces. So definitely intriguing to see where the Jets go post free agency. And here is a recap real quick of the Jets free agency signings. You guys let me know your overall thoughts of it, because I feel like a lot of Jets fans are a little underwhelmed with Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn's free agency class. I'm here to tell you guys, I was not expecting them to go out there and master the free agency. And I think Jets fans need to realize the days of winning free agency is in the past. We're not going out there and trading for Aaron Rodgers and trading for Hassan Reddick and doing all these splash signings. The Jets are not going to win football games by winning free agency anymore. And I feel like that should give you some optimism that we're not a team just going out there and signing every single best player. And I'm not saying that they deserve a pass. All I'm saying is be patient. And the Jets obviously are bringing in guys that they feel like fit their culture in this organization and trying to build on the talent that's already here. The draft is going to be the most important piece to the New York Jets regime coming into the 2025 draft. And of course, bringing in Justin Fields in free agency is a big deal, getting our new quarterback number 1. So let's get straight into the mock drafts. I want to start off with Mel Kiper Jr.'s mock draft. He has the Jets going with tight end Tyler Warren from Penn State. He says, I like the idea of giving new quarterback signing Justin Fields help, and it will come in the form of pass protection or a playmaker. Missouri's Membou would fit nicely at right tackle opposite of Olufashinu, and that's one potential path for the Jets if the board fell this way. But consider how the Jets could use Warren. At Penn State, Warren lined up in just about every imaginable formation and produced from all of them. He is special with the ball in his hands, accumulating 700 of his 1,233 yards last season after the catch. He would be a very reliable safety valve over the middle and a seam stretcher and a red zone target for Fields. Tyler Warren is probably one of my favorites for the New York Jets to draft at pick number 7. The Jets did not really get anybody to be super excited about at the tight end position. I do like Smart from Los Angeles, the Chargers. I do think he has upside as a pass catcher, but we did not re-sign Tyler Conklin. It's Smart, and it's Jeremy Ruckert. Kenny Yeboah is no longer a Jet. Zach Kuntz. The tight end position sucks right now, for being honest, just being blunt here. And Tyler Warren is a guy that I really would love for the Jets. And I feel like this was a target for the Jets even before free agency. And now that we went through free agency, the Jets did not spend big money on any tight end. So I definitely feel like Tyler Warren is 100% an option for the New York Jets. All the reasons why Mel Kiper Jr. broke it down. I think that he could bring an element of blocking and receiving, a new weapon for Justin Fields. You talk about Justin Fields as a playmaker, not only his ability to run the football, but he does got a decent arm that I feel like in play action bootlegs, he could feed Tyler Warren the rock. They can be very creative with Tyler Warren. He's someone that can line up as a quarterback out of the wildcat position. He can line up out wide in the slot as a tight end with his hand in the dirt. There's so many ways you can utilize Tyler Warren, and I feel like if you bring him in, he's also going to help out in the blocking game, in the run attack. The Jets are going to be more of a running football team, in my opinion, with Justin Fields, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis. The offensive line is pretty much set outside of the right tackle position, and I feel like the Jets would definitely be smart to draft Tyler Warren if he is there. Now, talking about the next prospect the New York Jets could consider drafting at pick number 7, Daniel Jerimiah has the New York Jets drafting Armand Membou. Now, Armand Membou is a right tackle, and this is a guy that Mel Kiper even broke down in his reasoning that they could definitely go this way. From Missouri, this definitely intrigues me for all the reasons that we saw in free agency. Morgan Moses, we were hoping he can potentially come back on a one-year deal or be that right tackle. But no, he's now a New England Patriot, so the New York Jets have a giant hole at right tackle, and Armand Membou is skyrocketing up draft boards right now. He is a pure right tackle, and if you want to get your bookend tackles for the future with Olu Fashanu and Membou for the next 5 to 7, 10 years, and you got AVT and Joe Tippmann, who's still young, like, that could be the future of the Jets offensive line. So I could definitely see the Jets go this direction if they want to prioritize the trenches. I've heard some people say, hey, why do we have to take a right tackle with pick number 7? Why can't we find a starting right tackle somewhere else later on in the draft, or maybe in a trade? Or is that really that much of a valuable position to get in with pick number 7? And I hear you guys on that, but look at what the Detroit Lions did. They drafted Penn Sewell at right tackle, and Membou's not a Penn Sewell right here when it comes to the prospect, but I do feel like if they go the Membou route, that is going to solidify the New York Jets offensive line from a continuity perspective, because then the only players you got to worry about leaving next year, talking about in free agency, John Simpson is a pending free agent. Is Elijah Vera Tucker going to get a long-term contract? Joe Tippmann is going to be entering contract extension territory. He's going to be entering year 3 this season, and then after this season, year 4, of course. And then that is why, if you look at this Jets offensive line, if you draft Membou, then you have a really good young core that you can build for the foreseeable future. And if there's one position group that you want to figure out the most from a continuity standpoint, it is 100% the offensive line. So I'd be on board with Armand Membou, and I feel like Daniel Jerimiah, he says Membou slides in a right tackle for the Jets. His size, physicality, and athleticism would make him a great fit. Absolutely would. You talk about somebody that is balling out. I believe he gave up like 3 or 4 total sacks in his entire collegiate career, and his athleticism, his size, his physicality, it fits the mold of what Aaron Glenn is trying to bring here from a culture standpoint. And I feel like drafting Olu last year is such a big deal, folks. It gives the Jets so much more flexibility in free agency and in the NFL draft. Can you imagine the Jets to not have a left tackle entering the offseason? We would be absolutely in a nightmare situation, because there was nobody out there for the Jets to go after and getting the left tackle in the open market, in the trade market, and even in the NFL draft. We'd probably be looking at Will Campbell out of LSU to be our left tackle in the NFL draft, but we don't even need to consider Will Campbell because we have Olu at left tackle. If you want to draft Campbell, he could be a right tackle, but I feel like Membou makes way too much sense, has all the experience in the world at that position, and I think it would be a really good draft pick for the New York Jets. And obviously, there's other names that the Jets could consider, and Mason Graham from Michigan is a guy that I would absolutely be on board with if the Jets drafted him, because the Jets did sign 3 defensive tackles in free agency, but none of them is really, somebody you're expecting to be a long-term answer next to Quinnen Williams. Ted McMillan, he did have a good pro day. He ran a 4.48 wide receiver. The Jets definitely need a wide receiver. Trading down and getting like Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State is on the board as well. I mean, there's a lot of options for the New York Jets when it comes to the wide receiver position. Matthew Golden from Texas is an option for the New York Jets if they want to trade down as well. Where do you guys want the Jets to go in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft? We have a whole month to talk about this, but hey, we got to talk about it now after free agency is all wrapped up. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed. Comment your thoughts down below. Love you guys so much. My name is Richie, and let's go Jets. Peace out, folks.